Hello, my name's Tom Becker, and I'm the Associate Vice President at Philadelphia University. I'm here today to speak with Mamta Borkar, who is our Act Earth intern and has some questions for me about sustainability, the greenhouse gas inventory, and our climate action plan.
Hi, Tom. I am Mamta here. Thank you for taking time to talk to me. So I just had some basic questions about what the climate action plan would be now that we have our baseline inventory ready. So what would be the plan of action now since the university has its baseline emissions ready?
Okay. Well, we're excited about having the greenhouse gas inventory done. I think we were hesitant in some ways to sign on with AccuPuck until we really kind of understood all the commitments and what that would entail. Now that we have the greenhouse gas inventory completed, we're going to bring that back to the Sustainability Committee and work with our Act Earth intern for next year to start to formalize our climate action plan. There's some things that are evident about the greenhouse gas inventory. About half our battle seems to be within electrical usage, and I would think that would be an overriding priority to start to get the biggest bang for the buck in terms of reducing our carbon impact. But it would be presumptuous really to know what our climate action plan is until we really vet it through the committee.
All right. So what is the target date to achieve the same?
Well, I would think that over the next decade, we'll be able to make a substantial impact in our carbon footprint, but it may take several decades to really achieve neutrality if that is in fact possible. From the looks of things with our inventory, as we said, almost half of it is electricity, and those can be offset fairly readily with renewable energy credits, or if we generate electricity on site with some type of photovoltaic system. But the other things are more far-reaching. Certainly we can become better. Just behavior things probably can reduce a number of items on our greenhouse gas inventory. Even how we schedule classes. Currently we have a lot of buildings open for only a few students for convenience so that they can do their work and so forth, but that is contradicted to really saving energy and reducing carbon footprint. So while we do a pretty good job around here in terms of our MMBTU usage per student, we can do better, and those are things that are easily achievable without a lot of cost.
Thank you again. So with all this, do you have any particular budget in mind, or it's going to be progressive as obviously the steps get more obvious and evident?
Yeah. I think that our goal would to try to be as budget neutral as possible. I think that's a sustainable initiative. Costing nothing, anybody will let you do that. But we know that that probably isn't possible for some of the longer term things that we have to do. That being said, we hope to be maybe not on the crest of the wave, but just maybe behind the wave as things that in technology and energy technology in particular becomes more cost effective and cost of things just go down. I mean, you just look at the cost of even an LED light bulb that when we built this building only 2 years ago cost $65. Now those same bulbs cost $45. And it's because more people are using them, they're in mass production, they've become competitive, and if we can ride that backside of the crest of that wave, I think that there's a lot of opportunity.
All right. So physical plant obviously is playing a big role on campus in terms of driving and promoting sustainability, both in terms of operations and behavioral change, as you rightly mentioned. So what is the key role that you have seen in physical plant driving this change on campus?
Oh, well, it's funny because our mantra really in the physical plan is to work behind the scenes. We really kind of shy away in some ways from being the leader of our campus. We believe that we're a service organization. That being said, when you start to look at things, it starts to become more evident that in this case we'll have to play more of a leadership role because we have the information, and in a lot of ways we have the controls that can help, and we oversee the contracts that can help with some of these things. But it has to be a grassroots initiatives. I mean, we will have a leadership role in this committee. We have a leadership role in the committee, and we'll continue to have a leadership role in the committee. But it's not something that we can accomplish without the overwhelming support of the universities and people just understanding that it's the right thing to do. And for that, we need our faculty, we need our students, we need our sustainability committee, and we need a public relations effort and a communication effort to make people understand that it's the right thing to do.
All right. So obviously, let's take a look at some of the few benefits that you think of the Carbon Action Plan would be in terms of operations, maintenance and budget, and behavioral change, most importantly on campus.
Global awareness is of the campus is really a social responsibility, and in Philadelphia University, our viewpoint towards education is more to be interactive and to be engaged. So this is a good opportunity to do that. Everybody can do things a little better. Everybody can do things a little more sustainable. And you can be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. Where those benefits come into play in terms of the physical plan is if we can reduce our MMBTUs per square foot, which is our million British thermal units or energy usage per square foot, certainly there's a cost savings there. If we can use those cost savings to turn around and then buy LED bulbs that are a little more expensive but have a longer life, if we have the capital to do that, then it starts to become self-fulfilling and self-funding, and ultimately we run more efficiently and last longer. Things don't break as much.
And lastly, obviously, it's important to be able to strategize or mind map things before actually implementing them. So any strategy that already has been mind mapped, or like a prospective climate action plan team in terms of the sustainability steering committee that's already on campus. So anything already in line?
Well, I've been here almost a quarter century, 23 years. One thing I've learned from that is things sometimes don't happen like you might expect. It's really presumptuous to know where the end of the trail is when it comes to the Climate Action Plan when we haven't formatted the Climate Action Plan. That being said, I would think that the Climate Action Plan will be integral with faculty and students, probably be a subcommittee of our sustainability committee. We think that the Act Earth program that we have adopted as of last year and plan to continue is integral in the communication process to get everybody on board, and so that everybody knows that they can contribute. And then we'll come up with a pretty good plan, and I would think that the plan will start out a little slow because we won't have the financial resources to just buy a lot of renewable energy credits. We'll maintain our commitments. That's something that this university does, and probably why it was a little hesitant about jumping into the President's climate commitment is because if we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it. And we've run in the black for 125 years, so we won't do something that will take the university into a negative cash flow or put the university in financial jeopardy. So we have to be strategic. And that I would think would lead us towards attacking some of the low-hanging fruit and then using some savings to refuel the rest of the plan until ultimately it becomes self-sustaining or even profitable. I don't know if carbon neutrality in the full sense is achievable, certainly within my tenure, but I think that we can make a big impact in the next decade and then over a few decades accomplish our goal.
Thank you, Tom, for sharing your views and for giving a brief insight on what the next few steps will be. That's great. Philadelphia University is already doing a lot of good work, and I hope you continue, and we definitely will continue to do some good work, and we see some great changes in the next couple of years. Thank you, Tom. Thank you for joining us today.